What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys so very much. Over 1,400 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. And yes, we're still living a bit of a quarantine life, my dears, yes, but it doesn't mean that we still can't, embrace the moment, take some time for ourselves and enjoy some pretty awesome tea. So I've got Shunan here with me today, and she is of TDrunk. Hey, Shunan.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. So, Shunan, what part of the country are you holding down right now? Where are you at?
I am in New York City.
Oh, NYC. A lot of NYC people. All right. So, tell us, how did TDrunk start?
So TDrunk started in 2013. I grew up drinking tea and have always kind of wondered why tea hasn't really made it big in the United States. And I have lived in quite a few different places in the States, but when I came to New York City over 10 years ago, that's when I was super surprised that there's not a legit Chinese tea place here, because in New York City we're supposed to have everything.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided to open TDrunk to kind of feel that way.
And why the name TDrunk?
I did think of the name really hard, trying to find something that represents what we want to do, but also is easy to remember and very catchy. And one day all of a sudden I was like, oh, TDrunk. And even though when I first mentioned to some of my friends, they're like, oh, are you sure you want it to be to have the word drunk in the name, because they might have like a negative connotation. But after I explained to them what it is, I think it gives me even more confidence to name the company TDrunk. Because the word drunk in Chinese actually has a very romantic, poetic meaning to it. It doesn't have to just mean like you are like drunk by alcohol or other substances. It actually means one's extremely indulgence in something, and it can be beauty, it can be love. It has a very like a romantic layer to that, and that very much expressed how I feel about tea and what I think the human relationship with nature, with tea, is all about, which is this epic romance. And TDrunk is also action sensation that depends on different persons who have experienced it. It can range from feeling like very happy, very pleasant, to sometimes you will have a little bit of an upset stomach, or the caffeine makes you very excited. But altogether, they're all called TDrunk.
Gotcha. And as you were starting this brand, what would you say was your first challenge?
The first challenge, I think, would definitely be, I think the challenge of having a small business is just there are so many different things that you have to do. And especially being a solo entrepreneur, I had to do everything myself at the beginning. There's no, like you don't have the luxury to have other resources, like money or people which you have to pay with money. So everything is kind of like bootstrapped, and then you have to say my to-do list was pages long, and everything's so tedious. There's not like a one single big thing that it's like once you tackle that, then everything is in place. It's more of having so many things, and then you have to learn how to prioritize and how to manage everything in optimized timeline, so you can finally have the business open up high.
Gotcha. When did you realize that you had something different with TDrunk?
Could you repeat that?
I said, when did you realize that you had something different with your brand, with TDrunk?
Oh, I think even at the beginning, when I started TDrunk, that was the that was the drive. I just wanted to create something different. I used to, brag to my friends, even though TDrunk is small, but I do think we have a world-class product and also an expertise that I don't think at the time, the industry had yet. So, and that's what gave me such great confidence to start TDrunk. Being Chinese, I grew up drinking tea, and even though when I first started TDrunk, my understanding of tea is pretty shallow in comparison to what I do now, I guess. But at that time, I just realized, oh my God, there's so much about tea that I can still offer to the customers that I think is going to really enrich their tea drinking experience. And the level of tea that was offered in the market at the time, I was very disappointed in that. So yeah, so even from the very beginning, that was when I realized, oh, I have something that is so unique, which I think is very rare nowadays in a very diverse market like New York City.
Gotcha. And how have you guys been able to adapt with everything going on with COVID and the pandemic?
Yes, so TDrunk, even though when we first started TDrunk, so we have a tea house in the East Village of New York City. So even though, even when we first started, I didn't want it to just be a tea house. I wanted us to reach beyond the tea house as well. But the focus has been on the tea house. However, with the pandemic, we just couldn't, tea house couldn't open. Even nowadays, when outdoor seating are allowed, drinking hot tea outside in hot weather is not very appealing. So we tried to pivot towards more of an online presence. And for me, at the very beginning of the pandemic, when it first happened, I actually had this very strong urge. I think it's not just me. I think it's a lot of people at the time too. We all felt like if you're not in kind of the immediate disadvantage, I kind of feel like we all felt this calling that we should do something for others, right? Like there's like this I don't know. At the time, it was just, I hear on the news all the time about all these like great inequality and the people with disadvantage that's being reviewed because of the pandemic. And at the time, even though I was worried about the business, but also I just felt like a very strong calling for service. So I was like, okay, so what can a tea business do? And at the time, I was struggling with lack of human contact. So I decided to take a lot of our in-person tea tastings and events. I decided to take those to the virtual space. I know that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays too. It was a challenge for me at the beginning because I'm quite a private person, and also personally, I'm not very active on social media, so I had to figure out this Instagram Live and stuff like that. We did the tea. We did a tea crash course right away, and that was very well received. I was so encouraged by all the tea lovers out there. I think people felt like it not only gives some people something to do on a daily basis to kind of feel like the hours are not super long, and also it created this community. It's like we're all learning together kind of feeling. And then I also later realized that we can actually connect with China via Zoom, which was not something, which was basically not something that I was able to do before. And I was actually able to connect with some farmers in China and did a virtual tea trip. And later we decided to even further expand that. And I started inviting some scholars in China who specialize in studying tea, either in the science field and the culture realm. And invited them to connect with the audience here. So, so those are the things I think we did very differently. We wouldn't do those if the pandemic wouldn't happen. It didn't happen. And also our educational tea club has been growing during the pandemic as well. It's a tea club where we basically send people two different kinds of tea each month. So we also post guided tastings about the tea. We send people information cards. So those membership days have been growing during the pandemic as well, which was great. So those are the things that we'll have to do.
Awesome. Well, Shunan, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you beyond words. Let everyone know how they can get in contact with you guys, and of course, if they need to get their fix of TDrunk.
Yes. So our website is Tea-Drunk.com. So TEA-DRUNC.com. And if you'd like to email us, you can email us at hello@tea-drunk.com. We're also pretty active on Instagram now, and our Instagram is @drunk.
Sounds like a plan. Much more success into 2021 for you. It's going to be a way, way better year for all of us. We're claiming it.
And, yes, I hope so.
Yes, definitely. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.